In my personal opinion, technology is about how you use it. It has nothing to do with it's taking my job, it's replacing our labor. I don't really think that is the right attitude that you have towards your life and the evolving technologies. And this new ChatGPT AI bot, I think it has so many possibilities where you can utilize to make your life a lot easier rather than saying, oh, this AI is taking our job away, taking our labor away, is going to replace our job very soon. I don't think that's true. Well, it can be true in the future. It can do or it can replace some of our important jobs. But that's always how it's been. There's all these technologies, right? So people who are making candles with wax, of course, they died. They died after all these light bulbs, electricity came out. What if they transferred, what if they learn new skills of putting this wax making skills and this electric skills together? What if they could adopt to the new technology, to the new revolution, to the new generation? They could have survived, right? And it's a very simple example too. When we say AI is going to take our job away, it is an attitude that will make us fail ultimately. That's not a good attitude that you will have towards your life and towards this evolving world. The way it should be is if there's a new technology, and people should think about how can I utilize it? How can I make that work to my profession, to my career? How can I adapt that new technology to my current profession, to my career, to my skill sets? That's how you incorporate these two skills and you make something bigger and bigger and you make something great. I think that is a type of attitude that you need to treat to yourself too in order to be successful. So I was thinking a lot about this ChatGPT, and I was thinking how can chefs utilize this tool to make their life easier, and I thought about it. There's actually a lot of ways to use it. In creative world, it's all about human brain creativity. It's all about your creativity based on your skill sets as acquired years and years. But there are a lot of things that it just waste our time, just like researching, just like finding for suppliers, all these small little jobs that disturb our creativity. All those things that we spend our time on, which is not that necessary. And I think this ChatGPT can replace those jobs and it can make our life a lot easier. It can literally help us get to our creativity a lot faster and a lot quicker. And I'm personally using this ChatGPT for both of my work and online business. It was pretty surprising that there were actually a lot of ways that chefs could make things easier through ChatGPT, and it's pretty damn easy to use as well. But the first thing that we gotta know about ChatGPT is not about, we cannot treat this AI chatbot as a problem solver. It is not somewhere that we ask opinions to. We cannot ask them about, hey, what do you think about that? What do you think about this? We need to use this as a helper. If you're wasting so much time, if you're having trouble with researching information that's already out there, it helps a lot. It saves your time a lot. So for example, you're looking for a supplier, a better supplier, or you're looking for 10 or 15 different other supplier options to get your produce or to get your meat, to get your seafood. You can, instead of Googling suppliers near me or local farms near me, instead of doing that, and you gotta figure out all this list and then make your list yourself, right? And it takes so much time. And you got to call them, you got to make sure they have this certain product. There's so many things going on. So instead, what you do is just ask this chatbot, this ChatGPT, hey, I'm trying to do this and that. I'm trying to do XYZ. I'm looking for a local farm or a supplier that offers XYZ with blah, blah, blah. So if you ask those kind of questions, they will give you a good and like quality answer just right away. So it is very useful when it comes to reducing the time that you spend on things that is not really important. In the end, you want to focus your energy and time on being creative, creating new menu, fixing your business, stuff like that. I wanted to talk about, there were two simple usage of ChatGPT for chefs. Realistically, what can they use it for? Before I get to these 2 points, I want to make sure that you guys are fully clear about how to utilize ChatGPT first. So the first thing that you gotta remember is it's very important to ask a right question. it's kind of funny that you're listening to how to ask questions to AI chatbot, but it is very important. And depending on the type of question that you ask, the answer change, and the way you treat this AI chatbot also changes. So it is very important to ask the right kind of question. My personal tip when it comes to asking a question to ChatGPT is you gotta specify every single background details. So for example, you gotta explain at least 2 or 3 times more information that you would give to your friends. When I try to find something in ChatGPT, I always assume it is something that knows everything but knows nothing about me. So that way I can elaborate my question to find out more detailed answer. So for example, instead of saying, hey, I need a recipe for breakfast pasta, rather just ask, hey, I'm trying to make a pasta for my breakfast, and I want something light, I want something vegetarian focused. You can have a meat in it, but more of a healthy and organic style. Recipe has to be simple and quick, and it has to taste fresh. Give me 3 good recipes. So something like that. You gotta elaborate your question. Tell it you're specifically looking for and what your situation is right now. So by doing that, this AI module can process better, collecting more information and give you a better answer. Use it to find information, proven facts, not opinions. ChatGPT is not a human who has an opinion. It might give you an insight of something, but you should never make decisions based on ChatGPT's insight. If you're looking for a certain information, GPT is a great tool, but if you're going to use it to help yourself make decisions, you're using it wrong way. So questions like, should I become a chef? Or what should I do after I retire? Questions like that. Something that you would ask to your mentor, something that you would ask to yourself. Those are not good questions to ask GPT, and you should never make decisions based on GPT's opinions, even though it gives you. So my personal experience, I personally decided to retire my career as a chef and do something more meaningful, which is building my online business, which is restaurant consulting business, and helping chefs and restaurants around the world to equip monetary skills to thrive in their business. Once I'm decided, all that was left was me, lack of information. That was all that's left. My path is decided. I have my intention. I have my goal. I have my mission. All that's left is the knowledge and information, right? I always utilize GPT to quickly find information and brainstorm my ideas to organize it in one place. That way it saves me a whole lot of time to organize all these data and making my schedule organized, and believe me, that takes a lot of time if you do it by yourself. So if you are a restaurateur or a chef who's trying to utilize GPT on your work or run your business, try these tips to save your time and energy on specific jobs that you waste your time on. So first way of utilizing GPT is you can save your time building a recipe. Obviously, that's something that you can do. It's very helpful, believe me. Same thing, ask specific questions to GPT, such as seasonal ingredients and recipe combinations, flavor combinations, to get the most information out of GPT. As you know very well, there is no answer in terms of a recipe, but there are should and shouldn't do lists of flavor combinations, and those kind of data are just everywhere on the internet, and Google is everywhere. So GPT has all this information. Ask specific questions to get most out of it. Especially if you're trying to do something with your recipe, trying to build a new menu, a new dish, you already have this ingredient, you already have something in your idea, you just have missing something. And definitely you can ask GPT, just explain what you're trying to do and what you're missing, and it's going to give you a lot of ideas where you can sleep on, which you can pick an idea and then branch out to get your own thing, which is really great. The second one is branching out your creativity and building your own recipe based on the information provided to GPT. So again, if you ask something to GPT, it's going to give a whole lot of information. Something that you can do with it is you can take all this list, just write down all this list, and then you can get this whole amazing ideas from it. something that you would have never thought of. Even though the recipe combinations, the flavor combinations that you got from GPT is shit, you still can get some ingredients or some combination methods, some cooking methods, cooking style, like the words that they use. You can get a lot of ideas from. So you can get an answer, something that you would never thought about. And that's a very important part when it comes to being creative, right? There's a reason why all these marketing teams, there are like 5 different people, 10 different people just talking about some weird stuff, and they just get one idea and they're decided, right? It happens very often. So it's a very interesting story. When you in marketing meeting, right, there are a lot of managers, directors, all these coordinators. They're sitting down together. They're talking about this new whole item marketing strategies and ideas. For example, they're naming a product. They just give out some random names, and it's not even a strategic name. It's just a random name that everybody just gives, like without any embarrassment, nothing. They just give out all these ideas, and then after half an hour later, when everybody gives 100 names, 100 stupid names of every person, they'll get a really good name. So like that's what happens, right? When you ask like 5 different questions to GPT and you get like 100 stupid answers, out of those 100 stupid answers, you'll get like 1 gold inside, which you can branch out your creativity to get a new idea. And by doing these things, this saves a whole lot of time and energy researching and coming up with these ideas for ingredients, seasonal ingredients, what's in season, what's good in this farm, what's trending, all this research, all these number-based metrics. You can save time by simply asking GPT. So the first thing was creating a menu, saving your time creating menu. And the second one is something that I use very often, I really enjoy personally, which is I can create better contents with GPT. Creating contents in now this year 2023 as a chef is not an option. Is a mandatory thing to do. As I always emphasize in my show, there is no better way to showcase your skills and knowledge to the world other than growing your social media. I've been a marketer for restaurants for years and realized that what really matters when it comes to building a brand is creating and curating a right content. And if you're a chef who's looking to open your own business in the future, or looking to brand yourself and pursue a bigger goal, not just working in a kitchen, you must start creating contents. That's not an option. There are a lot of content platforms that you can utilize, obviously, such as, everybody knows about Instagram, TikTok. Every platforms have different purposes, and let me show you a list of platforms. As you know, everybody knows Instagram, which is good for short form contents, TikTok, short form contents, YouTube Shorts, also short form contents. Regular YouTube is long form contents. You're using LinkedIn for B2B connections and networking, usually for recruitments. Write your blog for SEO optimization, podcast SEO as well, and writing a book is a hard copy, which is a very nice way of having your own platform. Depending on your purpose and branding strategy, you need to start with different platforms. Yeah, you will have to start with one first. But in the end, during your journey, you will have to do everything. But when you first start out, depending on your strategy, you have to pick one and go. Content creation requires a lot of time and energy and effort. It's not like you make a video, you post, you make money. There's nothing like easy money here. You need to learn and harness so many skills on top of content creation skills in order to create a good quality contents out there. So yeah, that's when GPT comes in and it helps us create a lot better contents within a short amount of time. So before, usually it took a week to prepare, 1 day to shoot, a week to edit. Now it saves a whole lot of time on planning parts, even on editing part, and even on shooting parts. If you can reduce your time on planning part, you can save a whole lot of time on the other steps. I personally have saved more than 1/3 of my regular time spent after utilizing GPT. Creating content directly relates to your revenue and income. And I'll talk about more details about, directly monetizing your content and how chefs can use this content creation as their medium to make more money and work less, I'll share that with you guys next time. Whenever there was a new technology and evolution, some people got scared and some people were happy. It's a matter of people wanting to utilize or not. Those who accept the fact that they are living in a fast evolving world and decides to adapt to the new world will survive. But those who refuse to learn new skills and knowledge, they always fall behind. And this is the reason why I always emphasize the fact that chefs need to start learning new skills other than cooking. It's a perfect world for every individual who can be a media company who sells service or a product. And me as a former chef, I personally help using all these skills. I help chefs and restaurants around the world to work less and make more money with 3 different skills approach, which is branding, marketing, and operations. In conclusion, GPT is a great tool in overall. It's something that you can utilize really well when it comes to content creation and reducing your work time. It's an amazing tool. So I hope you guys can utilize this GPT as soon as possible and start content creating. So I hope this insight helped you in some way. And if you guys want to learn more about content creation, monetizing your content, click the link somewhere in the video or this podcast to join my masterclass, to see what I do, to see what I teach, and I hope to see you there. Bye.